Welcome to this week's episode of Biz Success in 15, where top experts share hot tips and strategies that you can implement in as little as 15 minutes to build your dream business. And now here's your host, the Visibility Whiz, Cindy J.
Hi, I'm Cindy J, the Visibility Whiz, and welcome to this episode of Biz Success in 15, where top experts share hot tips and strategies that you can implement in 15 minutes or less to build your business. Today, our guest is Mahoney, and she is known as across the net as the Prepared Performer. And Molly's a master at helping entrepreneurs, artists, and direct sales professionals up their visibility and online presence by helping them leverage all of the newest and most powerful features that Facebook has to offer. Welcome, Molly. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hi, I'm so ready to dive into this with you. I love it.
And to start with, can you share a personal or business challenge that you had to overcome in order to achieve your level of success?
Yeah. So for me, the biggest challenge that I had to overcome is that I had built up this really awesome, I used to work as a vocal coach, so a singing coach. I had built this amazing business as a vocal coach, but it was very much tied to my hours for my time, getting paid for my time. So I had private sessions and I wanted to scale that and be able to leverage my time. So I launched an online course called Prepared Performer Profits. We had 15 people in the pilot. It was amazing. They had awesome results. They learned how to create a career or a business using their creative talents. And we went full force with a big old launch and had zero sales, like actually zero. So in that launch-induced panic attack, I, worked with a bunch of coaches to figure out like, how can we shift this? And it was one little tweak that we did that changed everything. So rather than teaching performers how to have a business or artists how to have a business, we decided to teach business owners how to perform. So I flip-flopped my ideal client and what I was offering. And within 3 months, we had done $50,000 in sales. I launched a brand new course called Camera Confidence. And it's now, we crossed 500,000 last year. It's like crazy awesome. And I'm so happy and still able to do the things that I really love, which is helping people to perform and helping them to run a business. But I just switched my ideal client and it fixed things like that.
And talking about performing, whenever somebody hears the word perform, their first thought is, I'm going to act or do this. And online, you have to be authentic. So for the people who are like saying, well, I don't want to perform, I don't want to act online. Can you explain the difference?
Yeah, I love that question. So what most people don't realize if they've never trained as a professional performer is that really in order to be a true master as a performer, whether it is on stage or in movies or whatever, the thing that you have to start with is you. So starting with oneself. And there's this awesome chart that Stanislavski, this Russian acting theorist, created. And it's all these different things that it takes to be an actor. And the biggest thing across the very bottom says work on one's self. So really, this is not about putting a character on. It's about knowing who you are as a person and how you can actually elevate that on camera so that you can be more you than you've ever been before and communicate it in a way that it's clear so that people can understand it and they move into action. But it's really about being more of who you actually are and not about being somebody else.
I love that answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I knew that's what it was, but...
And can you imagine if I was like, well, you should actually perform? I'm just kidding.
You're so into, I always say with Visibility Whiz is so many people, they put on this mask, especially because that's the way we're trained in the corporate world. You have to act a certain way, be a certain way, speak a certain way. And so when people start online, they put on this mask and you have to take this mask off and just be you.
Yeah. And I get that it's a real struggle because you want to appear polished. You want to present yourself in a way that is professional. Right. But nowadays, more and more, we want to know the real person, and our communities are savvy. They see through that fake polished perfection. So the way that we teach it, you do things that are more polished, and we have templates and things where you want to be official, but then we're really big about making sure that you are also showing them behind the scenes and letting them know the real you is there.
Exactly. And so with Facebook, people always say, well, do I need a business page? I don't need a business page. I just want a group, or I'm just going to do everything on my personal page. What do you suggest somebody do to start and grow their business on Facebook?
So I don't have very many hard, fast rules, but I will say that having a business page is a hard, fast rule. You need a business page. Need is a strong word, but there's several reasons. One, if you're only doing business on your personal page, you're at risk at getting your account shut down. So Facebook has very clear rules that say that your personal page is for personal use. Now, can you use it to network and to hint at what's happening on your business page? Of course. But if you're only running business through your business page, through your personal page, you're at risk of getting shut down. So that's like the number one reason. But in addition to that, if you don't have a business page, you're missing out on this huge opportunity. One, you're not claiming to the world that you're actually running a business. If you're running your business through your personal page, it's most likely a hobby and you're like pretending, right? You're missing out on the fact that it's a real tangible thing. Also, Facebook, as we know, thanks to the Cambridge Analytica magic, right? Facebook is sitting on this enormous amount of consumer data. And if you are using your business page, you can retarget people who have engaged on your business page. Like anyone who's watched a video, you can send an ad back to those people for a very low amount and actually have a follow-up conversation without even being there in the form of an ad, right? So you can send an ad back to those people without even knowing who they are. Facebook builds this audience and says, we'll send this to the people who have watched your videos. Really, really cool. Also, there's ways that you can build a community, like with a messenger bot. You can actually build a list via messenger using your business page. You cannot do that on your personal page. And those are just a few of the things that you can only do on your business page, but I could go on for like an hour about that.
Right. And speaking about messenger bots, I haven't even delved into the messenger bots yet because I'm still like, in this conflict in my head is I want to be engaging. I want to be real. I want to talk to people versus having a computer talk to people. So talk me into wanting a messenger bot.
So I would say the reason that I love messenger bots so much is because they allow us to be engaging, to be real, to talk to people. So everything that you said you want to do is exactly why we use messenger bots. Now, is there a way to do it wrong? Yes. Is there a way to automate it and have no humans involved? Yes, but that is not how I suggest you use it. So we, first of all, we're here, right? Have you talked to Mollybot before?
I have.
See, so that helped us to actually have a real conversation by being able to talk, to communicate with our messenger bot. And what's cool is that we create these little characters. So every once in a while, I'll pop in as a human and be like, hey, it's human Molly. But for the most part, it's actually our bot that is sending these messages, and she has the conversation with our community. But we always want to make sure that we have real human engagement on the front and the back end. So we start with a live video or an actual human conversation, and then the messenger bot becomes this little choose your own adventure where our community members can choose what type of information they want to click through to. And then there's another human conversation on the other side, either in the form of a live video or in the form of getting on a call or having an actual chat. And the main thing is there is something that's more valuable than messenger bots or than Facebook Live. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Having a real conversation with a real human.
Having a real human, naturally.
I can't believe how often that tricks people. But the problem is it's impossible. I mean, even with us, like how long did it take us to actually get on a call, right? So it's impossible to be able to have as many human one-on-one connections as you would like. And a messenger bot and Facebook Live, they both help you to be able to have those one-on-one connections with thousands of people at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And I know, like you said, like building a list. So why is a list with a messenger bot? How does it compare to like an email list? And do you know who these people are? And again, just with the whole engagement part of it is I know even I think the first time I ran across you, it was through Mollybot. And it was like, I think I'd seen something you were doing and you was like, well, type in the answer live. And so you type in the answer live, and then I got to see your...
Yeah, so we have this where if you comment below a video or a post, you can set it up so when someone comments, it automatically sends them a message. And then once they get that message, they have to then reply to that message in order to be subscribed to your bot community or bot list. Mm-hmm. So why would you want to do this? First of all, we do think that it's important to have an email list. We don't own Facebook. Facebook could disappear at any time. So we are always building our email list as well. But an email list, the problem is that open rates on email right now are an average of about 13%. Ooh, not that hot, right? Which means if you have a list of 100 people, 13 people are reading it. That's like crazy. They're even opening it. And then from there, the click-through rates are around 1 or 2%. So out of every 100 people, only one person is actually clicking through. That still blows my mind. But with a bot, the open rates and the click-through rates are much higher. And so industry, like they say it's 70, 80% right now. I'm going to be way honest with you. What's a little tricky about that is, and cool, actually, every time someone opens a bot message, they're actually opening every message they've ever opened in the past. So with an email, and I don't actually talk about this very often, so I don't know why I'm feeling the desire to be so honest with you right now. Just kidding. This is something I want to be louder about. So when you send an email, it's that one email. Right. They open that one email. When you send a bot a message, it's all in the messenger thread. So technically they could, like today, or yesterday, I started having people, I was getting notifications that people were clicking on this link that was to book to read more about our coaching program called GLAM, Go Live and Monetize. And I was like, I didn't send out a message about GLAM today. Why are all these people clicking this? I had sent another message. And so they're both in the thread together. And if anyone scrolls back, they're going to see the other message that you had sent. And so I had people clicking on old messages, which was actually really cool.
Right.
But it also does elevate the open rates a little bit. So the open rates that you see around 80% on Messenger Bot, it's because every time they open a new message, they're also opening the messages from the past.
Right. But there's a lot of benefits to that too. I mean, like, that you're keeping programs that you do once a year or ongoing programs live in front of them constantly if they go back to see what happened.
Today it was crazy. I kept getting these notifications because they're able to jump back into the conversation we've had, which is awesome. For us, we're sending bots out a lot, right? But our open rates are still way over 50% just on that very first day when we first send the message, which is way more than what's happening via email. So it's really cool. And then, like I said, we do have lots of open rates that are around 80%, but it's because people are reopening those old messages. It's really awesome.
Now, do you have somebody that monitors your bots?
Yes.
It's sort of like, the open rates, but what if somebody actually asks you a question to be answered? How can you monitor that? Yeah,
which is a really big thing because it can be a case of bots gone wild if you're not careful. So we use a tool called ManyChat, ManyChat. And when we use ManyChat, there is a feature. And so ManyChat is like MailChimp or ConvertKit or something like that. It's a tool that allows you to build these messages. And there's a feature on there called the live chat. And you can set it so that any chat that is not any chat that is like a free question, an open question, not that they clicked on a button from the bot, it is segmented into this live chat area. So then you can have a human look out for that live chat area and watch for those questions. So we have a team member that checks that a couple times. If you have the resources, checking that every day is awesome. We actually check it a couple times a week just because we have so much happening in there.
Right.
But it's pretty dang cool because then you can filter it and the questions don't get lost in the middle of all of these bot messages.
Mm-hmm. And I know that somebody that I was following, and I had actually spoken to this person like through messages, but then this person started doing bots and stopped responding to anything that I was saying.
So it's tricky, and it's something that's really important that we keep track of because it can actually deter the people who are used to having a real relationship with us. And in the state of California, there's a law, which is you cannot pretend that your bot is a human. You have to make sure that they know they're speaking to a bot. And I was so glad when they passed that law because we're really big about if it's me as a person, you'll know that it's me. If it's Mollybot, she's speaking in third person about me. She has her own little graphic. We make it clear. And we're really big about saying, if you don't want to get these messages anymore, here's how to unsubscribe.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you never want to hold anybody hostage.
No, and you can get your message. I mean, you don't want to get bad messenger reviews. The whole point of it is that you want people in there who want to be there.
And earlier you had spoken a little bit like about retargeting with like your business page and Facebook ads. So with bots, is there a way that the people that subscribe to your bot list, is there a way that you can retarget them as well?
Yeah, and it's so cool because you can actually download your Messenger bot subscriber list, and then you can upload it into Facebook. So the same way that you can upload an email list, but it's much more specific because it's not any, like earlier you asked, do you know who these people are? When you have an email, it could be like spam@molly.com, right? But with this, it's their actual Facebook page. So you're getting their real human thing, their real human connection. And then you can upload that list into Facebook and do a Facebook retargeting ad through that.
And I'm sure that's why the open rate is so much higher on there. I know back in, the beginning days of email, it did have a high open rate simply because email wasn't free all over the place in 1,000 different places.
And we didn't have 1,000 email addresses, and we didn't have 1,000 people emailing us.
Right.
So that's why the time to do messenger bots is literally right now. Like, you do not want to wait any longer for this to be crazy effective. And some people are like, oh, it's a fad, it's not going to last. If that happens to, I don't see that as a true thing. If that happens to be the case, you want to get in on it as soon as possible. Make sure that you're also getting, email connections and developing those relationships, because those relationships are not a fad. The next tool that comes out, those relationships will translate into that next hot tool.
I love that. And I think part of my resistance to it is watching the darned telephone industry. Whenever they first had, we got the answering machines. Hey, this was cool. Somebody could leave us a message. But then businesses started using it. And now it's like, please, please, please give me a real human being this one.
Totally. I mean, I never answer my phone. I never answer my phone because it's like people calling, it's spamming. I'm getting, telemarketers all day long. But that's another reason why we have an opportunity and a responsibility as business owners, as marketers, to make sure that we're actually giving people the chance to talk to us or a member of our team.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you incorporate it all into the bot system? Like you said, you ask them to join Molly Bot, buy something live. So if you're talking on live or you're doing a blog post, but there is more of a real connection there. So you're saying, hey, sign up for Molly Bot. And then with Molly Bot, you still sort of incorporate by always going back to the live. So it's just
and this is not the same for everybody, but since we're doing for most of our clients are doing we call it a value-based video once a week. So you're showing up live and teaching something once a week. And then we had a really cool case study that actually I could send you and you could link in the blog post that we had a video have a reach of 1 million. And it's because we gave people the opportunity to opt in to be notified when this live training happened. So we had a lot of people opt in to get this live training, and we had a pre-scheduled video, and that pre-scheduled video said, comment below if you want like a free guide that's going to go with this. So people commented below that free guide. So before the video even went live, we already had a huge amount of reach and shares on the pre-scheduled video. And then once it went live, it was like the Facebook already had all that juice behind it. So Facebook shared it all over the place because we had proven that we had a real conversation going on.
Right. And that's the key. So even with bots, you still have the Facebook algorithm, which is all about engagement, and engagement has to be with real people.
Totally. Totally. And it used to be that you could just comment below with a specific word. Like we had a slab ad for a client that said, it was a picture of a slab, wood slab. And it said, comment below if you want to know how you can get your hands on a beautiful acacia wood slab like this. Comment below with the word slab. So everybody commented slab, 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 slab. We had like thousands of comments with the word slab, and all we sent them was the address for the location. Like it doesn't need to be some fancy lead magnet. But Facebook has started kind of cracking down on the comment with this specific word. So what we suggest that you do now is we ask open-ended questions, comment below and let us know what would be possible. Like what would you make if you had a wood slab like this? And we'll send you information on where to get it via Messenger. And then that does three things. It tells Facebook you're having a real conversation. It's not engagement bait. You're really having a conversation with real people. You are able to use it as market research because now you know what your audience is wanting to do, right? They're answering a real question. You can use that in your marketing. And then you're also getting them to subscribe. So they're subscribing to the bot when they follow this process.
Great information. Now you've got me excited about bots.
Yay!
Yay! Can you share a strategy that our listeners can implement in 15 minutes or less to build their business?
Yes. So the easiest thing that you can do, don't worry about that comment. The comment thing is our favorite, really, for like giveaways and stuff like that, but don't worry about that. The easiest thing that you can do using messenger bots is you go into ManyChat and you create what's called a messenger ref URL. So it's a link that you create. When people click on this link, they are sent a message from your messenger bot. So you create this link. Once they get that message, they have to click a button that engages. There's like some rules about it, but it's like a double opt-in. So they click a button, and when they click that button, they are then subscribed to your bot. So you can use this link everywhere. So like on your personal page, you can say, oh my gosh, I just discovered this new way to, let's say you're a Pinterest expert. I just discovered this awesome new way to bring in leads through Pinterest. I have a free training. Would you like to see it? Comment below if you'd like to see it. Everyone who comments below, you message them with your link that you just created via the bot, and then they get the free training through your bot.
So that's where the live comes in. You or a member of your team are messaging them live with the link.
Yes. So that'll build that like real relationship, and it'll tell the algorithm that you're actually talking to humans. You can use your personal page, which we talked about in the beginning. That's one way to do it, but that link can go everywhere. It can be on your podcast. It can be on your YouTube channel. It can be on Instagram, and it's going to drive people back to your bot list, your ManyChat account list. Now, once they get into your bot list, you can then ask for their email. A great way to do this is say, awesome, please confirm your email address, and I'll send you the training right here or whatever, right? So they confirm their email address. Now you have their email and they're subscribed to your bot.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. Make sure you follow GDPR rules if you have to follow that stuff, but
right.
So.
All the good old rules.
Yes.
And I know that you have a wonderful gift for our audience. Can you share what it is?
Yeah. And it's a really awesome free training. There is no, it's not a lead page. It's just a regular training. It is molly.live. And what this training is, it's 5 reasons that your live videos are not converting. And what's really cool about this is if you go there and you follow the directions that I give you in this live video, you can actually experience the bot by commenting below this video. So you just go to molly.live. It'll bring up a Facebook Live training that I did. It's actually on Facebook Live. You can see it. I'm looking at it right here. It's 5 reasons your live videos are not converting into paying clients. And you can see the engagement and how this works with a messenger bot when you comment below and try all this magic. It's pretty cool.
I really think that was one of the first ways that I even found you was through that. And then I do remember even the, hey, join my, is this your email? So
cool. Yeah.
I don't know if that was from the 5, that live, but it was from something because I remember that once you said that.
Yes. And so now so every week I do a video, and every week we offer show notes for the video. And every week if people click to get the show notes, they then drop their email address in, and then they get the show notes right there. So we do this every single week. It's pretty cool.
And you give them the show notes and the stuff in the bot or through email or both?
Actually, we give the show notes right within the bot. But what we do is we say, and if you're new to our email community, go check your email because we also sent you a free video content planner. We send that as or I think I say like a free gifty or something. So that email is only sent to new subscribers, and we connected it via, there's a way to connect ConvertKit and ManyChat. So you can connect your email account right within ManyChat. It's pretty cool.
Cool. Okay. And so to our listeners, you want to head on over to bizsuccessin15.com/Molly, all lowercase MOLLY, and grab your 5 reasons your live videos are not converting into paying clients gifts. Believe me, you'll be glad that you did. And Molly, do you have any parting words for our listeners?
Yeah, I just think the most important thing with bots or with marketing in general is, no matter what tactic is hot right now, which bots are, so go pay attention, but no matter what tactic is hot right now, the biggest, most important thing that you can do is really figure out who you are as a human and add that into everything that you do. And this is not about, creating a persona or a character. It's about really elevating who you actually are, being more you, figuring out what makes you happy, what brings you joy, and celebrating that as loudly as possible. And that's where you're going to attract the people who really want to work with you, that you really want to work with, and who will actually benefit from all of the goodness that you have to provide.
I love it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure having you as my guest today.
Thank you so much for having me here too. And I just can't wait to learn more about your community and see the magic that you're doing, because being visible, showing up out there is so important. And I think it's great to have these actionable little things that we can put into action and get right to it.
Exactly. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed today's show, feel free to share it with your friends. Hop on over to bizsuccessin15.com/Molly, where you'll find today's show. You can re-listen to Molly's words of wisdom, and you'll be able to catch up on any past episodes from other experts. While you're there, be sure to grab your 5 reasons that your Facebook Lives are not converting into paying clients. And so, big hugs. And be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Biz Success in 15 with another awesome guest. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Biz Success in 15. For all links mentioned in today's show and to watch or listen to previous episodes, visit bizsuccessin15.com. Thanks so much for listening, and be sure to tune in next week for another amazing guest.